organisms that are of immense consequence to us in fisheries and aquaculture, and they are the monogeneans. All right, monogeneans are generally commonly called monogenes. Now, their name originates from the type of reproductive life cycle that they possess. You see, we have monos, which means single, a Greek word for single, and gene or genus, that means offspring or descendant. Offspring or descendant. Now, this is because in their lifetime, they only have a reproductive life cycle. So, meaning that they give rise to only one generation of offspring, after which they don't ever reproduce again. So that's why they are called monogenes. All right. Now, it should be known that they belong to the phylum of organisms called the platyhelminths. Remember that the platyhelminths are flatworms. The flatworms. Alright, so it means that they will basically possess all the characteristics that are attributive of these platyhelminths, such as triploblasticity, such as absence or in some of the organisms there is absence of digestive system or incomplete digestive system. Absence of digestive system or incomplete digestive system. Alright, and the reason is because many of these platyhelminths they are internal parasites. I forgot to mention that monogenes are actually of immense consequence to us in fishes because they are parasites. So they are parasites of fish. So many of them are endoparasites, and they are usually found in the digestive tract. So usually when you are found in the digestive, so since they are found in the digestive tract, they no longer need to have a digestive system. Why? Because they will basically simply absorb nutrients from that organ. Okay, so we also said they have incomplete digestive system. Now they are now the monogenes. Let's go to the class monogenes. The class Monogenea basically they basically have what is called a direct life cycle. Now we're talking about their parasitic characteristics. Now they have a direct life cycle. This is their parasitic characteristic. They have a direct life cycle. And what does this mean? This means that they only parasitize one host in their lifetime. They only parasitize one host in their lifetime. And that is why they can only give rise to only one generation of offspring, after which they will die. They will die off. Now, and on that host, they will reproduce and form and give rise to offsprings that will develop into, that have their larval forms called Onchomeracidium. So it is the Onchomeracidium that will develop what is called a hook called the opistator that is used to attach to another host. So this is the larval form of the monogenes, the Onchomeracidium, and it is free swimming, and it is the effective stage of the monogenes. All right. So they have direct life cycle, meaning that they affect only one host in their lifetime. Now, for this reason, we also say they are monogenous, and by monogenous we mean that they are host specific. It also means direct life cycle, so which means that they are host specific, and of course they are also site specific. By host and site specificity, we mean that they exhibit a degree of specificity for the kind of host that they will parasitize. So meaning that if they, number one, you should know that they parasitize both marine and freshwater fish. They parasitize both marine and freshwater fish. Now, if you find a particular type of monogen on the freshwater tilapia, for example. If you find a particular type of host on tilapia, and you find it on the exact strain of tilapia, let's say you find it in Orochromis niloticus. Orochromis niloticus. Now, that specific type of monogen will only parasitize Orochromis niloticus. On another species, say tilapia zili, you will find a different type of monogen. Alright? Now, another thing is the fact that even that monogen that is found on this Orochromis niloticus, the specific sites that is found, they are specific for the sites in the part of the fish that they are found. So, for example, if a particular monogen is found on the third gill arc of the fish, that specific monogen, each of the specific type of monogen will be found on that same site. So this makes them easy to identify. It makes them what? Easy to identify. Yes, because we already know that since it is this particular species of monogen that we found it on the first gill of that barb, for example, it means that if we find another barb and find it being affected by a monogen, then you will also be able to identify it as the specific monogen that was found on the other one. Alright? So we said that they are host specific and they are site specific. Now, another thing we should also talk about is the fact that is their mode of excretion. Now, their mode of excretion is they use, since they are platyhelminths, they use flame cells. They use flame cells, and flame cells are actually the biological term is protonephridia. Protonephridia, or for singular, protonephridium. And what that means is a primitive type of kidney that basically is a system of contractile cells that help to they don't really perform an excretory function. They actually perform more of osmoregulatory function than excretory function, because of course they are ectoparasites. I forgot to mention that they are ectoparasites, and so since they are ectoparasites of fish, they will be exposed to the harsh condition of maybe the freshwater or the freshwater or the marine water that they will be exposed to, because they affect both marine and freshwater fish. So if they are exposed to that harsh condition of different salinity gradients, then they will have to look for a way to regulate, their ions, ion water and the salt water gradients in their body. So they have these contractile cells, which are flame cells, actually are osmoregulatorily efficient. So they perform the function of osmoregulation rather than excretion actually. But it is also an excretory function, because it helps to eliminate too much water when there's too much water in the cell and bring in water when there's less water in the cell. Okay, let's talk about their structure. I'm going to draw their structure on the board. I will quickly discuss their structure. Now, this diagram is the diagram of Gyrodactylus. Which has the same morphology as even Dactylogyrus. So, Gyrodactylus is actually a skin. Gyrodactylus species is actually, this is actually the Gyrodactylus elegans. We have Gyrodactylus elegans and Gyrodactylus gracilis. All right. So and it's actually a skin. Is a skin parasite or skin ectoparasite. It is found in the skin of the fish. Remember we said it is an ectoparasite. So basically, you see this is the body structure. You see we have this is the oral cavity or the oral depression. All right. So this is the oral portion, oral part, and this is the protonephridia. These two are the protonephridia, and this is the pharynx. All right. So food enters here, and or whatever it sucks enters there, and is able to pass through here. And this is the caca. There you see, I said that that's a blind caca. So the caca or cacum for singular. So the food, this is the digestive tract actually. So the food enters here then and gets absorbed into the body via all of this. Then you see nervous nerve cells surrounding the entire body. That is the typical structure of a platyhelminth. So and then the body is actually divided into the cephalic region, the trunk, the peduncle, the ovistator. That is the fourth. So the ovistator is one of the very important part of it. Ovistator is the portion of it that it uses to anchor itself to the host. It's used to anchor itself to the host, and this anchor is called the annulus. So in some it is called, in some cases they have what is called loculus that is used to suck also suck on the epithelial cells of the host. So if it sucks on the epithelial cells, what does it mean? It's going to create bruises, and then if it creates bruises, it exposes the host to secondary infection. Alright, so that is basically it. It has its own danger of actually parasitizing the fish, and if it is in very high, if the amount of parasites, if the amount of monogenea in a particular fish is too much, then it results in disease. It results in the disease actually of the fish. And even if it is not much, let's say it was just a few, because to some degree, that parasites are constantly in the water body. So to some degree, the fish can actually still withstand the infection, the invasion of this monogenea. But even at that, sometimes it could expose the fish to secondary infection by causing bruises on the body of the fish, thereby causing other pathogens to infect the fish. Alright, so another example is the dactylogyrus, which is a gill parasite. So now, in former classification, the monogenea used to be called monogenetic trematodes. So being a monophyletic group, they are now being classified as a special class on their own, the class Monogenea. Alright, so that's basically it on the monogenea. Do well to subscribe to the channel if you have not already, because I'll be dropping content that are related to fishes and aquaculture and science on biological science of the water, of the ocean, of animals that live in the water as well, and the entirety of the biology of fish. Alright, so do well to subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click the bell notification to get notified whenever I drop a new video. Thank you.